Hello, all. Welcome to my music room tour, my elementary music room tour. I know that in this day and age, we have a lot of graphic design that we are responsible for, and this is a good way to parlay your digital creations, print them out, into print ready and digital. So to see whatever you need to do. So without further ado, we will start the tour. So I decided the last few years, about 2 or 3 years, that it's kind of nice to have a theme to my room every year. That way I can sort of pull in all of my bulletin boards and all of my visuals and into the same theme. So this year I decided to do a Dare to Dream recording studio. I will be showing you, I will be letting you know at the end, having a page of credit so you can see what sources I use. I buy a lot of my backdrops off of Shein and Amazon. They're relatively inexpensive. Sometimes I can't reuse them because they do fade, some of them. But I have a whole bunch of them left over from the pandemic, and it's just, they're very accessible now. And I pretty much just do my bulletin board. I don't even use bulletin board paper anymore. So this is the first one. And this is a board I actually worked on for a very long time. So I'm keeping this up for a couple of years. I'm not going to tear this down on a yearly. In fact, my whole room this year, I think I'm going to maybe just kind of hang on to my bulletin boards this year. But if you will look here, I'm all about the tablecloth hacks. So I go to Dollar Tree and Five Below and tear up tablecloths. I do a lot of ruching with tablecloths, and it makes for a very nice border. I get bored easily, so I designed all of these designs with my Cricut Design Studio, and I actually didn't use these in a conventional manner. I actually went into the design studio, pulled the clip art in, pulled the design in, then made the colors match my pastel wall back here, and then I printed them out and cut them out. So this is the theme this year. It's called Dare to Dream. So as soon as the kids come into the room, they see Dare to Dream. These are, I'm really all about the digital alphabets because you really find some really cool things. And this is, these are cloud alphabets. And I downloaded those off of Etsy. Etsy is a really nice resource for a lot of things, actually, and a lot of what teachers pay teachers. Hint, hint. They load a lot of their stuff onto Etsy as well, especially the graphic design stuff. So this is what an actual letter looks like. So as you can see, my success criteria is on the board and all that good stuff. I designed these in Canva, put a cloud background on there, and then used an effect in Canva to outline the letters. What's nice about that kind of stuff is, I don't know about you guys, but my technology has sort of taken a nosedive. I've gone back to what I call old school. I'm actually enjoying it to some extent because I feel like the kids sometimes get burned out on all the video type presentation stuff. So a lot of times I can print the stuff. We can do like interactive activities with the ICANN success criteria, all that good stuff that we have to have on our boards. So I really am having fun with this one. This is actually where we're going to set up our recording studio, and these are fillable alphabets that you can pull into Canva. And I wanted to keep, like I said, I want to keep it in that theme. So I dumped in hot air balloons, and I have a bunch of actual balloons that I got on Shein, and I have clouds that I can hang from the ceiling. But right now we're dealing with a little bit of a fire code stuff, so I don't know that I'm actually going to be able to hang stuff from the ceiling this year. But this is like a little mini recording studio, and the kids really like it. And of course, I put studio policy because this is their rules board, because we call them rules. They're going to tune out and not want to abide by them. So I make it as clever as possible. This is my word wall. I'm trying to make that interactive as well. I just really like these tie-dye alphabets. I got those on Etsy as well. Those were not fillable ones, although I've had fillable ones with the same designer. And this is a tie-dye design. But as you can see, this is an example of what an actual word from the word wall. And then if you want to make things interactive, a lot of times I'll print up like we can do matching games. So like maybe I could hand out the clip art and the kids can match it to the actual word wall. You know, there's accent that would match up to accent. This would be about tempo, slow and fast. I have one for ostinato and so on and so on. Okay, so our theme this year at our school is Level Up, Game On. Yes, for those teachers out there, you've already seen a grammatical error. I'll be honest with you, I just haven't had time to fix it. But I went to Dollar Tree and I got all these gaming tablecloths, and then what I do is I take strips and I do like a ruching, where I just kind of wrinkle it up a little bit and do it around the edges. What's nice about that is when you know how our little ones sometimes when they line up out in the hall, they have a tendency to want to touch the boards. So this is very easy to sort of fix all that. Also down here, as you can see, this background is like a game room. I'm also discovering with these backdrops, they're a little on the stiff side. So they've kind of gone more towards what they call tapestry. And the tapestries actually work a little bit better. They're much smoother. It's almost like buying fabric. And believe it or not, they're cheaper. The tapestries are cheaper. So if you want to go the tapestry route when it comes to doing your bulletin boards, I will tell you that Shein has a lot of different sizes. And it's a little bit harder on Amazon to get the ones to fill the whole board. So that's why I kind of do this stuff around the edges. And then this is like, just different things that I've done with the students. And I sort of put, they love to see pictures of themselves. And so we do that. We have rolled out something called a CHAMPS board. I know this is a little bit hard to see, but it's a behavior management system. Just a little extra something to sort of remind the kids what we're doing. So CHAMPS, like voice levels. Okay, so conversation, use the voice level appropriate what activity we're doing. Remember to raise your hand when we're ready to speak and let other students take turns. So we just sort of, refer back to that. I don't know that we have time to go over all that every class, but I do like to sort of let them know what's going on there. And that is the CHAMPS board, which I know is pretty much a behavior management type thing that is required in a lot of schools. This is clip art from Teachers Pay Teachers, and these are the music note kits. And there. And then we're really into the dojo. I'm sort of proud of this. This was my big, huge, massive project that I swallowed way more than I could chew. Excuse me, I've been sick all week. So these are, I went to clipartmax.com and I downloaded all these dojo monsters, and I'm rolling out a little competition with the kids where every class for 2 weeks, we see which class is going to win the most amount of dojo points. And it's only, and I let them know, it's only based on the dojo points they get in music. So this is 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And, you know, the kids, the teachers have already come in the room. We're very competitive. We expect to win, you know, so. And this is another example of kind of how we did this. I got one of those fillable, I love these fillable alphabets. They're just the best ever. If you just go to Etsy and just type fillable alphabet, a lot of times they will already have it preset where you can just do it in Canva. So I just went to Canva and I just typed in monsters into the photos, and I was able to dump all that in. So you see that where it says class dojo. I did notice it was a little busy up here, the pattern, so I put solid color paper behind it so it popped out a little more. And then I took some student work and I scanned it on the computer, and then put it in Canva, and then put like a little background on there that sort of matches our theme. So this is I'm excited about how this is going to work out, because I still am not completely done with the boards, because I'm going to put their points. I downloaded a point thingamajiggy off of Teachers Pay Teachers, so they know from week to week who got the most amount of points. This is a bulletin board that I actually downloaded these. Oops, hold on. Let me back up a little bit. So, I must have not done a very good job with transitioning there. So, this is music in the news, and this is a newspaper alphabet. And I've used this for several years. That's the kind of nice thing about some of these alphabets, is you can use them from year to year. And this is just an example of my newsletter. I roll it out like an MP4 file off of Canva, but I also print them out, in hard copies, and send them out as PDFs as well. A lot of times I'll post this into Dojo, and it's a really good way of letting your parents know. I'm not real sure what we're doing with the online platform. I used to put them in It's Learning too, but I'm not sure what's going on with all that. But and this background, these were really cheap. These were backdrops from Shein, really big backdrops. Actually, I had to cut it a little bit, and they were like $6. So those are going to be great from year to year. And I've started the border, and I just took some of the cloud hangings that I'm really not going to be able to hang from the ceiling this year, and I started the border. So, this is where we have to post our standards. I'm going to be rolling out a different set of those, but what I wanted to show with that is, like a lot of times they want us to show our standards, but I keep these up on the board. I don't want to have to keep tearing them down. So what I do is, if we're not doing a standard that day, then I just cover it with the cloud. And this is my credit page. These are all the sources I use. I failed to mention this right here. This is called Brother Scan and Cut, and I know everybody's really into their Cricuts, but let me tell you something. This machine right here, the Brother Scan and Cut, is the best thing since sliced bread, because not only does it do everything a Cricut does, if you print something on the computer, even on paper. This scans it in and finds the edges and cuts it out perfectly for you. So that eliminates a lot. Also, I've noticed with the other products, they tend to be a little more on the professional side because I think a lot of artists, you can store your designs in here, all kinds of really cool stuff. So I hope you've enjoyed my little tour, and I think I'm actually going to be rolling out a part 2 of this to show you how I store my instruments and how we can keep the music room functional, where we were using instruments every class, but also being able to put them away, because I don't know about you guys, but I have a lot of people that are using my room this year, so I like to sort of have things stored, and so I'll roll out another video on that. But I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, hello all, welcome to my music room tour, my elementary music room tour. I know that in this day and age we have a lot of graphic design that we are responsible for, and this is a good way to parlay your digital creations, print them out, into print ready and digital, so to see whatever you need to do. So without further ado, we will start the tour. So I decided in the last few years, about 2 or 3 years, that it's kind of nice to have a theme to my room every year. That way I can sort of pull in all of my bulletin boards and all of my visuals and into the same theme. So this year I decided to do a called Dare to Dream recording studio.